This is Short-Term Rental Management, the show that is all about short-term rental property management with your host, yours truly, Luke Carl.
This episode of the Short Term Show is brought to you by The Short Term Shop. 30-year fixed mortgages, tax benefits, and long-distance management training made easy are just a few of the perks of owning a short-term rental. The Short Term Shop can help you buy and learn how to manage your property from anywhere in the world. Just go to theshorttermshop.com and click Get Connected. Again, that's theshorttermshop.com, and we are brokered by eXp. See y'all over there.
Talking about reviews. Hello and welcome. Short-term rental management, long-haired Luke, cash flow Carl, the shaman of short-term. Happy to be in your presence. It is an honor. I love you. It's a privilege. I know you got a lot of outlets for your listening and more importantly, your time. And I hope that you find a benefit from this show. And I am not opposed to ask you for a review. This is a review-based business after all. This short-term rental, this vacation rental, this Airbnb Verbo, if you will. So please hit me with 5 stars on the old Apple Podcasts. If you're an Apple type person or wherever you're listening, hit me with 5 stars. And karma is coming your way. And speaking of, that's what we're talking about today. The review show. The review show part 1. I'm actually going to pull up some reviews from some guests. I'm going to pull up some bad reviews and go over them, and we will talk about what could have been done better. What could I have done better? And I'll be honest, I've been doing this for a long time. Longest running Airbnb in the Smoky Mountains. I've been on Airbnb since 2012. And I'm pretty good at it. I'd like to think I have it down to a science, but at the end of the day, you cannot account for stupidity. You cannot. I hate to say that. I love my guests. I absolutely love my guests. Most important thing is to take into consideration that they are entitled is a great word, entitled to a fantastic vacation. And if you're not getting 5 stars, then you're not doing your job. And a lot of that does boil down to the purple apple. And the purple apple is expectations. Expectations meaning they didn't know what they were getting themselves into. In other words, you walk into a Whole Foods and there's a display. It says purple apples, $5. Take the purple apple home. Whole Foods sends you an email says, please leave a review of your apple. And then you leave a review that says 3 stars. I wish it was green. Well, dude, freaking told you it was purple when you bought it. All right. So it's all about setting expectations. And keep in mind that these people are out of their element. So there is a little bit of that going on. All right. Enough said. Let's get into some reviews here. Peggy did not know she was going to become world famous on short-term rental management. Peggy was an older lady that stayed at my large Smoky Mountain house. She did leave me all 5 stars except for the actual review, the overall rating, which is infuriating. And Peggy, the hard part for me with Peggy was she did not communicate with me at all during her stay. We tried very hard. We said, is there anything we can do better? Anything we can help you with? We haven't heard anything. We haven't heard from you at all. We have to just assume it was perfect. And so she checks out, leaves a review, and then leaves us a message. And she sent a message. I don't have it in front of me, but she said everybody in her group got sick. So that's when I'm like rolling my eyes. I'm like, oh my goodness. Guys, this is a beautiful home. This is $1 million plus home. It's been completely rehabbed. Everything in it is new. Everything. I mean, within the last year. Floors, beds, roof, HVACs, appliances. I'm talking, this is a nice house. And she said that the HVAC, the air conditioner vents were dusty and everybody got sick, which, first of all, that's not going to happen anyway. And we do have, of course, a filter system. So this is a good thing to take away from this call. My cleaners change the filter the first of the month. They write the date on the filter. They send me a picture, which is time-stamped, because if you do have old filters and then they send a picture to Airbnb will refund your guest 50%. Is that fair to us? No, but it's also not fair to your guests if you got dirty filters. So I have that system in place, but Peggy decided that my filters were dirty anyway. So 4 stars, and here goes the review. Wonderful home. Glad we found it. Worth the price. Enjoyed the children's playground. It has a big playground outside. And the hot tub. The only problem was dusty ceiling fans and air conditioner filters that needed changing. I definitely would recommend this home. 4 stars. So, cleaner did have pictures of the fans from the turn previous to Peggy's checking in, just right before she checked in. Fans were spotless. They were. I have pictures. She has pictures of it, time-stamped, before she got there. This fan, and again, it only takes 2 seconds to clean your ceiling fans, but it needs to be done often because you're going to have some Peggies out there that are going to look, and then you're going to be in trouble. So I would love, more than anything, to be on Peggy's side here, but I don't understand. You know, like, I guess I'm making excuses here. My ceiling fans could have been cleaner, but I do have pictures of them. I don't think there's anything I could have done on this one, in other words. I did reach out to Peggy and begged her and pleaded with her to possibly change her review. I said, is this a 5-star? I went to the extent of asking her, did you leave? Because she said this thing about everybody getting sick, which is, come on. And she would not respond to me. So I felt like I was begging. I was dating out of my league at that point with Peggy. She's too good for me. She's a princess, and I'm just a ditch digger. So I don't know that there's anything I could have done on that one. And I felt helpless, basically. All right, let's move on to another 4-star. This is Ivy. Ivy leaves me 4 stars for cleanliness. 3 stars for cleanliness, as a matter of fact. This one was also tough. Cabin was beautiful and exactly as described. We would absolutely stay here again. We actually had great cell service and did not need to attempt to use the Wi-Fi. I don't know why she would feel the need to mention that in the review, but okay. Pool table was a hit. And we were right slap in the middle of downtown Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, 4 stars. So left me a private note. Would have been time for a deep clean in the bathrooms, especially around the sinks and the corners of the showers. So while that one did hurt, I did go ahead and schedule a deep clean. So thank you, Ivy. It would have been a lot cooler of you to send me a private message or a private note that said, hey, you might want to get a deep clean without leaving the 4 stars. But I get it. Okay, fine. That's what you want to do. That's what we'll do. This is a little painful here, guys, occasionally with these reviews. I'm sure you can understand. But I'm grateful for Ivy. I did go ahead, like I said, and schedule a deep clean. All right. Here's another 4-star from Deborah. She said, the cabin is very nice, but the road is not good. Again, purple apple. This property in the description says, if you're worried about a steep, scary road, do not book this house. Literally, I go that far because it is steep and it is scary and it will scare your children and your wife and your husband. So, Deborah, my purple apple failed. And there's nothing I can do about that, quite frankly. She did leave a private note. Let's see what that one says. Wow, she hit me pretty hard. 5 check-in, 5 cleanliness, 4 accuracy, 4 communication. I know that's not true. That's not even possible, right? I'm a world-class communicator. 4 on location and 4 on value. So, Debbie didn't seem to enjoy her time so much in my beautiful property. Again, newly remodeled, new everything in this home. Cabin was very nice. The road going to it needs some TLC, a washboard in some areas. The evening we checked in, we had no TV. I don't know what that means. The next morning, we had it in the living room, but never got the bedroom remotes to work. I would suggest writing a set of instructions for each room. This is user error, 100%. This home has dish with a satellite box remote in each room. Also has Roku in each room with Wi-Fi. So I just, if you can't figure out either one of those, I can't help you. I'm sorry, Debbie. Is that her name, Deborah? Again, not much I can do on that one. If I do take her suggestion there and leave written instructions for people, they're not going to read them anyway, and they're going to be annoyed when they're going to say, "Oh, hey, we followed these instructions and it still doesn't work." And of course, I do have in my guidebook how does the TV work, and I have YouTube videos in the guidebook, so I really am going above and beyond here, Deborah. Sometimes it's an interesting vibe here. Sometimes I wonder what their trip would have been like for them had they chosen somebody else's house. Because I do like to think that I'm at the top of the cream of the crop. I'm rising to the top, baby. I'm the best in the biz. And if you can't have a good time at my house, there is an element there. There is an element of these people may never be happy. Okay, so I've had enough of the 4 stars. Let's go to a 5-star. How about a 5-star? This is Julie. Actually, Julie. No mention of platform here. No reason to throw anybody under the bus, but Julie was fantastic. She had a hard time getting to the house. Ended up, flight got canceled. She wasn't able to get there until a day late. And she was sweet and just amazing as could be. Love the property. It's called Coconuts is the name of this house. Love the house. Such a great location. Perfect place for our stay. 5 stars across the board. And she, not for any reason of my own, not for my. Well, I tell you what, she did have the pool light, the light in the swimming pool at this property. This is a very, very nice home with a heated pool. In February, the light in the pool went out, and I suppose a certain candidate may find that reason to complain. Peggy did not. She made lemonade with her lemons and didn't care. I don't think I would care either. I'm going to be in bed when it's dark anyway. So Peggy, or I'm sorry, what was her name? Julie, I love you. You're awesome. She said it was peaceful, private, lots to do, beautiful surroundings, and left all 5 stars across the board. Thank you for letting us stay in your beautiful home. We had such a great time. Ding, 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 ding. So I need a cowbell. I need to get a cowbell for these review podcasts. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a cowbell and ring it when I get a good review. So thank you, Julie. You made my day. I love you. You're fantastic. If you like what you're hearing, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, you can join me on a live weekly call to talk about your next short-term rental or ask questions about the one you already have. I am live once per week on Zoom. I would love to have you come and say hello. It's strquestions.com. That's strquestions.com. Come and join us. See if I can find me another bad one. Hopefully it takes me a minute. I would like it to take me a minute. I already went over. I saw Deborah there. She was not satisfied with the remote controls. All right, let's see. Oh, here's another 4-star. All right, let's see what she's got to say. Can't pronounce her name. This was a nice property. One thing I would note is that if you don't like bugs, maybe don't stay here. We were fine with, there were lots and lots of flies and many dead ones as well. Okay, so I want to point something out here. A lot of times people that leave bad reviews, their grammar's not very, very good. I think that's what's doing here, because I'm having a hard time reading this. We were fine with it, but something, lots of flies. Okay, now if you remember in this past off season in the Smoky Mountains, we did have cluster flies. They came out of nowhere. Nobody even knew what these things were. It was new. You know, traditionally we have a lot of ladybugs in the fall. This year we had cluster flies. Nobody knows what they are, where they came from. And we're actually anticipating them not coming back It's the first time we experienced it. It was a lot of dead flies everywhere, trying to find somewhere to become dormant for winter. I don't know. I'm not a fly expert. But I did purple apple. I purple appled on that, and it didn't work. And I gave it to her. If I showed up to a house that had some dead flies by the window, I probably wouldn't be that excited, even though it's a beautiful brand new house, brand new everything with brand new everything. So I'll give it to you on that one, Miss. I don't even know if it's a lady or a guy, but J is the first letter of the name that I can't pronounce. So we'll go with J. J, I apologize there for the dead flies. We arrived and the flies in the property. There were a lot of flies in the property. I'm aware this is probably normal for the area. That's their way of saying we did read your message telling us that this was going to happen and we don't care. But it was surprisingly large amount. Figured with all your different properties, you weren't local to this one and might not know. Oh, interesting. Now here, let's talk about that. Why would it matter if I'm local or not? This is a common misconception in today's culture that you have to be close to something to know anything about it, and that is not true. It's not true. I hear it all the time when I call and try and hire a contractor, and they see my out-of-state area code. Well, how do you know where I live? But the thing about human nature is to just assume that your phone is where you're from and where you live, and you don't leave that area. And why would you? Like I'm from Omaha, the old 402. And if I call somebody in the 402 with my 850, they judge. They get judgy. It's like that everywhere. With the 865, they see my 850 and they get judgy. And I'll be honest, with vacation towns, they get judgy anyway. Even if they see a local area code, don't mean anything because they're probably not even looking. They get so used to seeing, to talking to people from other towns, other places. They just assume you're not from the local area. And that, so it's a little more hip along those lines in these vacation towns because they're used to it. I will say that if you're dealing with, per se, a contractor or a floor guy or something like that, if you have met them in real life, it goes way better than if you haven't. It does. I got these two guys that have been working for me. One of them I've met, the other one I have not. The phone conversations go way better with the guy that I have met. Just human nature, So starting to get into psychology here now, so I don't want to. That's too much, man. That's too much for my little brain to handle. Now, I will say I'm on page 10 of my reviews now on a particular platform that will remain nameless. So I'm digging deep for these. Oh, man, this one's 1,000,000 miles long. Okay, you see that a lot, too, by the way. You see a lot where somebody leaves this, 12-page review trying to prove to the internet that they're right and your house is not perfect. Okay? And the last thing you want to do is leave a retaliation response. You got to leave a short, sweet, no worries, we took care of that response. Let's see what she has to say here. What is this woman's name here? Cameo. That's a cool name. Cabin is very nice. Smoky Mountains once again. Which is not uncommon as I am doing this in February. So my beach properties are a little bit empty these last couple of months. And that's probably why I'm seeing more mountain properties on the reviews right now. It's close to the parkway, but not right on it. I'd totally trade out, in parentheses, I'd totally trade out rocking chairs or a swing for the hot tub any day, though. As to imply that the hot tub and the rocking chairs have something to do with the parkway, which they do not. And she lost me there. She lost me. Who on earth would rather have a swing than the hot tub? I mean, first of all, the deck on this house is teeny tiny, and basically the whole deck is hot tub. Okay, so I think Cameo here is the only person on the planet would rather have the swing. Maybe some older folks. You see my gray hair. I'm getting up there. Maybe I'm not getting in a hot tub. I'm not gonna lie, they're gross. But anybody that has any business in the Smoky Mountains knows that she's on her own with that one. Ain't nobody saying that. I'd rather have a rocking chair than the hot tub. All right. I will say we weren't. Okay, this is again bad grammar here. I don't even know what she's. I will say we weren't left with. Is that good English? I mean, what do I know? I got asked to leave the University of Nebraska, but it doesn't sound right to me. I will say we weren't left with dish towels or a sponge. I think I understand what she's saying there, which I don't understand it. I mean, we do provide dish towels, so that one's a little weird to me. That's so boom, I'll check in with my cleaner. Hey, are we out of dish towels? Because I could see she ran out, or maybe they were dirty, so she took them with her, or maybe she didn't have time to get them. Maybe something weird happened there. So I would check in with my cleaner on that for sure. Cameo, thank you for letting me know. No reason to put that in the public review. I'm sure. Oh, she even said, "I'm sure a cleaner's honest mistake. I asked the host, but it wasn't resolved, so I bought a sponge and used a hand towel from the bathroom." I don't know what she means by that. This is a rather old review at this point. I'm digging deep. I seem to recall there may have been a situation where she said, "Can you get somebody to bring us some dish towels?" And I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. There were paper towels. I can guarantee you there were paper towels. If dish towels are that important in your life, Cameo, you should probably bring them with you. All right. I asked the host, but it wasn't resolved, so I bought a sponge. Okay, well, I'm glad you got your sponge. Who's doing the dishes? The house, it's $1 million house with a dishwasher, brand new dishwasher. Put them in the dishwasher. That's what I don't understand, man. This property is strict with check-in, etc. Yes, it is very strict. We were 15 minutes early and the locks were set to 4 p.m. Yes, they were. Not to mention, you didn't say, "Hey, can we go in 15 minutes early?" You could have asked us. And normally we do. When the cleaner leaves, we say, "Hey, the property's ready. You can go ahead and proceed." Never, ever, ever do we offer preemptive check-in, premeditated check-in. No way. But if the cleaner gets done, a couple hours early, we do pay attention to that. We communicate, and then we tell our guests, "Hey, you're good to go." My guess is this one probably came down to the wire. She probably got there 2 minutes after the cleaner, and then we got penalized because she's trying to break the rules. I get it. 15 minutes, but you could have just sent us a message. So we had to wait outside. Oh, it continues. I messaged prior to saying I may be there a quarter till, but still didn't get in until 4. Not a huge deal, but I've never stayed in a property that was not flexible with getting in a little earlier. I don't know what she means by that, because if she would have said, "Hey, I'm sitting in your driveway," we would have just given her the code or changed her code. I mean, so she's acting like we're sitting over here being all unreasonable. What would be really cool is if I could get one of these folks on the show and explain to them, how was I supposed to know you were sitting in the driveway? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Can we get host guest trials? We need like a Judge Judy for host guest interventions. That would be fantastic. Last thing was that if people are spending a good amount of money to stay there, I think better quality paper towels, toilet paper, and even just some coffee should be considered as an amenity for guests. Overall, it was a good stay. Had some constructive feedback to make the experience better for future guests. Okay. I mean, I don't know what quality my paper towels are. I don't even care. Toilet paper, I mean, if you got an affinity for a particular type of toilet paper to the point where you're willing to talk about toilet paper on the internet for the entire world to see for the rest of time, maybe you should bring your own toilet paper. Cameo, maybe that's what you should do. If it's that big a deal. I couldn't tell you what type of toilet paper I'm using in my house, and if I was a human being, I wouldn't want to admit that I even use toilet paper on the internet. I go in the woods, But anyway, maybe I'm being unreasonable. She gave me 4 stars for check-in and 5 stars for everything. Oh, value 4 stars. Check-in and value. But I'm definitely going to check with the cleaner, Cameo. I love you. I appreciate you for choosing us. I do. And I'm going to check with my cleaner about those. Again, this review's like 6 months old at this point, so I've already done this. But I'm going to check with my cleaner about What was it? Oh, the hand towels. The hand towels. All right, let me dig a little deeper over here. I'm going to move to another platform, which will shall remain nameless. No need to point fingers or anything over here, but I know I got a little 4-star just not too long ago. Oh, maybe I didn't. No, nothing but 5 stars here on the other platform. Okay, let's dig a little deeper. A little deeper. Maybe I should do it. Oh, there's a 4-star. There's a 4-star. 4-star, overall good. Again, I can't pronounce this person's name. Starts with an X, so we'll go with X. Easy to rent, not so easy to find at night. Detailed directions to this property are in the check-in information and also in our guidebook. Easy to find. Also, Google Maps will take you directly to this property, no problem. So I do apologize. X was not able to find this house, but that's probably something I couldn't help him with at that point. I already gave him 2 sets of directions, 2 different ways to find the set of directions, and Google Maps on your phone will take you right to this house, no problem. So that's a little weird. A cute property with best, again, I'm not understanding what she's saying here. I don't know if it's a woman, but a cute property with best facilities, but still hoping that the manager could response instantly. Not going to happen. And I did respond saying, oh, I should start talking about that. I haven't even been mentioning my responses. Let's get into responses. So here's my response. We are open during normal business hours. This property is very easy to find. No worries. We provide detailed instructions. Now I do remember this is an older review here. It's probably 2 months old. And I do remember she messaged late at night saying she couldn't find it. But by the time I even saw the message, it was, it was like the next day. I'm not going to look at messages in the middle of the night. I'm not going to do that. I don't have a reason to do that. I've already told you how to find the house. So while I do apologize that she couldn't, or he or she couldn't find the property, I think that was beyond my control. I mean, even if I had been awake when I saw that message, I think she probably would have found it before I even had a chance to respond anyway. And she hit me with a 4-star on that one. Let's see if I can find another. Oh, here's another 4-star from Miranda at the OG. This one is at the longest running Airbnb in the Smokies. 4 stars. Nice for a family of 4. Nice place to stay. My family enjoyed it. 4 stars. She gave me 5 stars. Well, no, that's my rating. Never mind. Wrong platform. Nice place to stay. My family enjoyed it. 4 stars. What we have here, folks, this is called hotel syndrome. And what that is they're rating it as if it were a hotel. In other words, we didn't turn down the sheets and tuck them in and have mints on the pillow and ducks swimming in the pond in the front lobby of the place. So it was a 4-star experience. So I think that either that or maybe they clicked the wrong button. I might even reach out to Miranda and say, hey, did you realize you left me a 4? Can you call and have them change it? Because they can do that. Well, I think technically what they'll do is probably remove the review. But it's probably not worth the time. Not worth it. It's a good review overall, even though it's 4 out of 5. I actually did not respond to Miranda, which I will right now in real time. I think I will say, sounds like a great 5-star review. So she said 4 stars, nice for the family of 4. Great place to stay. Family enjoyed it, and 4 stars. And I'm going to say response, sounds like a great 5-star review. There's my response. Let's dig a little deeper. We'll do a couple more. Here's another 4-star, Julie. Having bad luck with Julie's today. Nice place, family getaway. Nice place, family getaway. All lowercase. Also, not quite great English there. I don't know what they were getting at, but beautifully decorated new house. Where are they staying? This is a new build. Arrived at 4:15. Cleaning crew was still there. Waited 15 minutes for them to finish. Sleeps 10. The king beds mattresses were not comfortable. They sunk in. Very nice kitchen with lots of accessories. Living room with fireplace, a big screen TV. Everything worked great. Kitchen table not large enough for 10 to eat or fit board games. Nice hot tub. Christmas tree was very nice. Surprise and touch. Overall, great family Thanksgiving getaway. So I think her biggest complaint there was the beds, which I've actually never heard that before. Most people say my beds are fantastic, but I'll take that into consideration. And I'm sorry, Julie. Now, this is a Thanksgiving guest. It's almost impossible to get through a major holiday with 5 stars across the board. Almost impossible. Holiday travelers tend to not be, they don't get out much, and their expectations are even crazier because it's their whole family vacation is on the line, and I get it. So that's just something you need to take into consideration, especially if you're new. Good luck with Thanksgiving and Christmas reviews. It's tough. It's real tough. And I did respond, and I responded much like I responded to that previous one, and I said, sounds like a 5-star, although I think I'm going to edit that. This happens to be, the platform shall remain nameless today, but this happens to be a platform where you can change your review response. It's a difficult one because what do you want me to say? You want me to say, actually, we love those beds, you're an idiot. You can't say that. She probably truly did not enjoy the mattress. Maybe she likes. The funny thing is, this house has the nicest mattresses of any house I own. It's the 3 little bears or whatever the hell it is. This bed is too hard. This bed's too soft. This porridge is just right, or you know what I mean. I'm joking here, but she wanted a hard bed and she got a soft one, or whichever, or maybe the other way around. Actually, probably more realistically, what happened here. Again, so much psychology goes into this. Probably what happened here is somebody in her group said, yeah, Julie, this house is okay, but my bed stinks. I'm not getting any sleep. And so that stuck in her head, and it hurt. It hurt. She went through so much trouble to find this place and book it and get everybody's money together and gather everybody up and get them all on the same page. And then they show up, and this person, the only thing they said was, yeah, the bed sucked. I guarantee you that's what happened. Again, we need an intervention. Guest host intervention. Judge Judy, let's do it. If you happen to be one of my guests and you want to reach out and come on my show, that would be wonderful. We'd love to have you. Guest at strmshow.com. Come on. We want to have you. All right, I'm going to leave you one more. Let's do one more. I apologize. I didn't do all the responses earlier. We'll do another show on this subject later, though. We'll do the review show part 2. Maybe I'll have a guest, a co-host or something. Leave you with a good review here. Quentin said, my wife and I really enjoyed our stay at this cabin. I just pulled this one up. This was not premeditated. There are plenty that the cabin offers to fill the time of your visit. Exclamation. I mentioned several of the, as mentioned, here we go, cabin. Quentin, I thought we had a good one. As mentioned in several of the reviews, the road to the cabin is very steep. Purple apple. Once you travel up and down the path a few times, it isn't a problem. Great cabin. So great review, Quentin. I appreciate that. I don't know why you had to state the obvious. I rented a cabin that has a really steep road, and the cabin has a really steep road. I bought a Chevy Suburban that was red, and it turns out my Suburban is red. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. How did you not know that? This is exactly what I told you were buying. Anyway, I love you, Quentin. Love my guests. Can't do it without them. I'm going to do my best to, I hope I didn't sound like a jerk today. I really don't mean that at all. I do take everything that these guests say and do my best to turn it into a positive experience for everybody in the future. And that's all we can do. That's all we can do. Don't let it drive you nuts. And as always, long hair Luke, Cashflow Carl asking you to please don't overthink it.